Thanks for joining Barre class today. Today we're going to focus on hip mobility. So we're going to be working through our range of motion here with our hips. Let's start with by setting our posture, feet under hips, lift those legs up, lift the rib cage up off the waist, roll the shoulders back, lift the chin, back of the head over the back of the spine. Good engagement in that lower belly. Inhale, arms up, and exhale them down. Inhale up, big breath, expand the rib cage. Exhale, push that air out by pushing the diaphragm up. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Let's start our warm up with a hip circle march, arms out for balance. Circle that leg all the way through, holding onto your core, not bowing forward at the waist. Big range of motion with that hip. Nice big circles. Circle, circle. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. We're going to come into some gate swings. So we'll start with our feet parallel, about hip distance apart. Big open to a second position. Coming down, bringing those hands to the knees, pushing deep. It's more of a squat than a plie. So those glutes are going behind you. Pushing down with your hands, swinging nice and open for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's finish our warm up with a dégagé tendu battement, standing in first position, right toes on the floor, open them up, left toes, open up that, feel that rotation coming all the way up to the hip socket, and setting that posture, zipping up those legs, arms out to the side. Tendu, run that toe along the floor. Dégagé, disengage from the floor. Battement, straight-legged kick. Other side. Tendu, dégagé, battement, bring it down. Tendu, dégagé, battement. Other side. Tendu, dégagé, battement. Tendu, dégagé, battement. Tendu, dégagé, battement. Nice. Control, standing tall, core engaged to keep that spine straight, head and shoulders lifted to the sky, shoulders down, don't let them rise up to your ears. Ba-ma, tendu, dégagé, ba-ma, other side, last set, dégagé, ba-ma, last one, dégagé, ba-ma, and down. Nice. Now that we're a little bit warm, let's come to our arm series. So pick up your little weight. We're going to start with a standing upright row, feet under hips, lifting up your posture, strong and tall, shoulders back, shoulder blades down the back. Lift those arms. Arms are running along the front of the body, leading with those elbows to lift up into that row. Shoulder blades press down as you lift up the hands. So not shrugging the shoulders, keeping the shoulders down. If you'd like, you can add a little elevate here, rising up onto your toes. Nice little bit of easing into some balance work. releve and down, releve and down for 8, 7, 6, 5. On the releve, make sure if you're doing it that you're engaging your thighs. So almost feel like you're moving your knees to the outside because you're pulling your inner thighs so much, and that will help your balance. Staying up here, pulse, pulse, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those feet down. Coming into our fly, we're going to come into a lunge on one side. So you've got a nice bend in the knee here, back leg straight, toes pointing down. Roll those shoulder blades back. Come up and fly and down and fly and down. Just a little bit of pressure on your front thigh and glute. You don't need to be too deep, although you can be if you want. You can be really deep. But we're more just warming up with some static work in the glute and the quad. On your fly, you're squeezing those shoulder blades behind. For 4, 3, 2, last one like this, switching legs. Nice soft bend in the knee, other leg back, feel that engagement here. We're coming up to pulse, 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 pulse. Head and shoulders are in line with the spine, so you're not dropping the head, but you are tilted forward. Whole body in a straight line from that heel to the top of the head for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Nice. Coming to a front raise, feet parallel, lifting up through those legs, core engaged. Roll the shoulder blades back, shoulders down away from the ears. Keep them glued down, palms facing your thighs. Lift and lower. Just coming up to shoulder height and lower. Lift and lower. Nice. Just nice and slow. Lots of work here, especially slow on the way down. Not using momentum, not dropping those arms. For 4, 3, 2, last one full range, halfway down, all the way up, halfway down, all the way up, half and up, half and up. Shoulders still down from those ears, trying to keep that chest open, shoulder blades drawn together in the back. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out for a second. Lift them back up, cross over, open. Other side, open. So you can open a little wider than shoulder. We're still keeping pressure on those shoulders throughout. It's so tempting to get that nice big wide open to take a little of that pressure off. But if you can, keep it pretty narrow. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set them down, shake it out. Lots of work on the chest there. Let's start our triceps standing. So staying in that parallel position, lifting up, 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 arms overhead. Think about dropping those weights down to the shoulders. Elbows stay back. Elbows stay parallel. They're not flaring. Think of holding your elbows right next to your ears. I guess your elbows are above your ears, upper arms next to the ears. back and lift, back and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming into our skier position, feet parallel, shoulder blades rolled back, lift those arms up. Those triceps are already warm. Coming into these pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand space center. Lift, 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 lift for 8, 7, 6. We're not going to be done. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up again. In, in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand space in. Last set. Pulse it in for 8, 7, 6. Don't drop the head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Coming into some work for our rotator cuff. Let's do our drawbridge. Elbows open, parallel with the shoulders, not letting them come forward of the body, but really nice open chest, down and up, down and up. Nice. And up again. Nice, slow, controlled movement, especially here. We don't want to jerk through this movement. We want to use muscle the whole way through. Down and up, down and up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to pulse, 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 pulse. Nice open arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down. Finishing our arm series with our biceps. Let's come into our second position. Feet wider than hip distance, toes at about 45 degrees, palms facing out, plie, and bicep curl. Leading with the knees, leading them out past the toes, not letting them fall to the inside of the body. Make sure you can see those big toes inside the knees. If you can't, just close up those feet, and that will give you a little more room. Plie and curl. Nice, strong, engaged core. Head and shoulders straight up to the sky for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. Weights to the side. Get your chair or whatever you're using for a bar for some support for your balance. We're going to start with an attitude, front to back. So first position, one hand on the bar, other arm out for support. Zipping up those thighs, gauging the core. Nice height, nice distance. Lift that front leg, bent knee, lifted heel. So not like this, lifted heel, front and back. Front and back. Nice. So working through our range of motion in our hip from the front to the back, front to the back, using your core to support you. Head and shoulders locked in space. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch it up a little. Lift, cross front, lift, cross back, lift, cross front, lift, cross back, keeping that turnout so the heel is facing the lift, cross front, lift, cross back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching to the other side. Other hand for balance, setting yourself back up in your first position, lifting that front leg into your attitude, front to back, front to back. Nice strong core here. Really feel those abs working to maintain stability as your center of gravity changes while your leg moves through your range of motion front to back. Front. Nice. 4, back. 3, 2, 1. Lift to the side, cross front, side, cross back. Lift, front, lift, back. Nice. Keeping that heel facing toward the front of the room, inside of that ankle. Lift, cross back, lift, cross front. For 8, 7, again, lots of core engagement. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move your bar back to the other side. We are actually, you can move your bar to the side. We're going to come to center floor for some curtsy lunges. If you have a glider or a paper plate, grab it now. Otherwise, it's fine. You can just step into our lunge. Out in a tendu, cross behind. Sitting that glute back. So in our curtsy lunge, we're sitting this glute back. This front knee is staying right above the ankle. Head and shoulders staying upright. Lunge. Out. And lunge. Out. And lunge. For 8. Lunge. 7. Lunge. 6. Lunge. 5. Lunge. 4. Curtsy. 3. Curtsy. 2. Curtsy. Last one, stay behind, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, arms up. If you can, lift that front heel, balance here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up. Switching to the other side. Out, cross behind, push the glutes back. Cross and sit. Cross and sit. Nice tall head and shoulders. Big cross behind, keeping those hips square. So the leg is moving in the hip socket. The hips are not swiveling. Open for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down here. Pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up. Lift that heel for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to first. Put that glider to one side. If you have a resistance band, grab it now. Otherwise, no problem. You can just use body weight resistance. We're going to be facing the bar, feet in parallel. So we're not going to be in turnout. Those toes will be facing the bar. If you have a resistance band or tube, wrapping it around the bottom of your foot, hold it in the other hand, staying nice and tall, keeping those toes pointed to the front, lift to the side, bring it down, lift and down. If you have the band, you should be feeling some resistance as you lift, holding that band in the opposite hand. Resist your leg on the way down. If you do have the band, it's a bit of a hindrance on the way down because it kind of just carries you without any work on your part. So you have to deliberately engage those inner thighs on the way down. Lift and down, lift and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, strong core, 3, nice engagement, 2, hips stay square. Last one, set that foot down, shake that supporting leg a little bit because we're about to stress it a little more. Resume your position. Out, circle back, out and down. Out, circle back, out and down. We're keeping our legs square in the hip socket so those toes are pointing forward throughout this movement, not using our turnout to make this a little more comfortable. 4, circle back and down. 3, circle back and down. 2, circle back and down. Last one, back and down. Switching feet, shake out that standing leg. That's about to be the moving leg. Make sure this leg is nice and loose too. It's about to work the glutes over here. Wrap that under your foot, holding your band or tube in the opposite foot. Set your toes parallel, lift up, engage your core, lift to the side, bring it down. Lift and down, hips square, not hiking this hip up to make room to lift. So the height is much less important than the form. You may have a big range of motion in that lateral plane, but you may just have a small one. As long as you're feeling the work happening, does not matter. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, shake it out for just 1 second. That supporting leg. And setting yourself back, lift, circle back, back to the side, set it down. Watch those toes. Make sure that they are facing the front at all times. Feel that hip staying in the same height from the floor, not hiking up, side and down for 4, circle, side and down. 3, circle, side and down. 2, circle, side and down. Last one, circle, side, down. Let go of that band. Let's finish at the bar with some first position plie. Start facing the bar parallel. Right toes on the floor, open that knee. Feel the turnout go all the way up to the hip. You should have a lot of warmth and strength going on here in your hip flexors and in your glutes that are doing that rotation. Nice tall spine, plie, demi-plie, heels stay on the floor. Knees going over those toes, big toe visible between, inside those knees for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay down here in this demi. Lift the heels, set them down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down for 8. Feel those quads burning. 7, 6. Just lightly resting your hands on the bar for support, not leaning over it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up, grand plie, up, down into your grand plie, heels lift off the floor, setting them back down as soon as you can in this movement. Down, rise up, strong core, tall head and shoulders for 4 and lift. 3 and lift. 2 and lift. Last one, stay down here. Pulse, pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done at the bar. Set that chair to the side or come back to center floor if you'd gone to a wall. Set out your mat if you need one. We're gonna start with the mat folded a little bit to make room for our gliders. If you have them, if not, you can just step your feet out. Not a problem at all. If you have 2 paper plates or gliders, put 1 under each foot, or you can do 1 under each knee. If you want to do a knee plank, you can be on elbows or wrists. I'm going to be on my elbows here. Lifting up into your plank, glide and glide. Trying to keep your hips parallel to the floor. Big range of motion. Controlling the roll of those hips. Oops. Open, center, open, center, open. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those gliders to the side. If you have a resistance band or tube, grab that now. Otherwise, you can just do this with body weight. We're going to start with a seated clamshell. So we're going to be on our glutes, nice tall spine, heels on the mat in front of you. Wrap that tube or band around the thighs, giving yourself some nice resistance. Open your knees. So throughout this, your upper body will want to hunch. The core part of this work is keeping that nice tall spine, keeping that core engagement, head and shoulders up, chest open, opening into this clamshell. Open. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it open and pulse, 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 pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that band to the side. We're going to stay seated. You can work with your heels on the floor. We're going to have our hands in front of us, heels on the floor, open to the side, open to the side. Again, nice, strong core, straight spine. If this is a little bit too easy for you, come up into a boat, tap, 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 tap. Nice. Tap, 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 tap. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your boat. Hold your boat. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice little butterfly stretch here. Feet together, knees apart, pressing the tailbone into the mat, lifting up the head and shoulders. Nice stretch in the lower back, stretch in those thighs. Awesome. Coming to hands and knees for a fire hydrant. So again, working through that range of motion in our hips, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, nice straight spine, head engaged, so not dropping that chin down to the chest, lifting up to one side, lift, lift, and lift. Hips stay square. So we're not lifting up the whole pelvis. We're just lifting up that knee. Lift. Feel your obliques engage at the top of that range of motion for 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Wiggle the spine. Get a little bit of that tension out. Strong through your shoulders. Reset yourself. Coming to the other side, pushing that core up from below. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Really feel your full range of motion here. How much that leg can move in the hip joint. Lift and down. Lift and down. Check in with your shoulders. Make sure they're not hunched. Make sure you're not letting your chest collapse. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Keep it lifted for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back to a child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Hands, palms pushed into the mat, fingers spread. Pushing those hips back. You can wiggle your hips side to side. Coming into a side plank variation. We're going to tuck, I'm going to roll the mat to give my elbow a little more cushion here. Coming into a side plank on one knee. So that knee is in line with the hip and the elbow. Other arm lifted. Lift that leg, touch the toe to the front, touch it to the back. Front and back. Front and back. So keeping a nice straight line from the hip all the way up to the shoulder. Your body kind of wants a bend at the waist when we come to the front, and then arch your back when we come to the back, using the core to stop that from happening. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold this side plank. You can be on your knees or up on your toes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Patting that elbow if you need it. Straight line, knee, hip, elbow. Lifting up, top leg extended. Tap and tap. Tap, tap. Nice. Keeping those hips lifted in the air. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Get set up in your variant of choice to hold that plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's finish on our back in a traditional crunch. Feet on the mat, walking them toward your glutes. Get your spine nice and aligned. You can cross your arms or lightly hold your ears with your fingertips, reaching your face up to the sky. Reach and reach. Pressing that belly button down to the mat as you lift the head and shoulders. Nice distance here between the chin and the chest. Plenty of room to breathe. Not tucking the chin too much. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse up here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay back, extend arms, extend legs. Pencil stretch, reaching your maximum height and length. And coming all the way over. We're going to come into a down dog and then a resting half pigeon to get some hip opening here. Hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes under. Push up into a down dog. Stretch along the back of the body. Roll through your shoulders to drop your head. Try to let your heels float down toward the mat. Stretching your calves and your hamstrings. And lift that right leg. Bend your knee. Drop the knee between your hands. Walk your left foot back. Lift head and shoulders up. And then reaching forward, you can use your hands as a pillow, or you can extend your arms, folding over that front thigh. Big stretch in the glute and the hip. You can rock your hips a little bit side to side to find your perfect balance. One more breath here. Hands under shoulders, tuck that back toe. Lift the right leg back up and drop it back into your down dog. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, drop the knee between the hands, walk the right foot back just a little. Lift up, inhale, exhale, reach forward, forward, forward. Resting the torso on that thigh if you can. One more breath. Hands under shoulders, tuck your back toe. Lift that left leg back in the air. Set it back down in your down dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Forward fold. Again, big stretch along the back of the body. You can clasp your arms behind to stretch out your chest and shoulders. And now slowly roll up. Head last. Open into your second position, really wide. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plie. Inhale up. Exhale, plie. One more time, big inhale. Big exhale. Gentlemen, take your bow. Ladies, take your curtsy. Thank you for joining Barre class today. I hope you have a great afternoon.